If the modern NHL game is all about defensemen activating into the play, Nils Lundkvist is built for it. Rare is a play that he's not involved in. But he wasn't always a can't-miss prospect. The journey of Lundkvist from a seemingly underwhelming late first rounder to a top 25 prospect in the sport is one of activation, a player finding ways to become increasingly involved in the play and subsequently becoming an offensive hub. It starts in the rush, which Lundkvist rarely misses an opportunity to join. If he's not sprinting straight up the middle, he's recognizing space before his forwards and finding space up the weak side. He consistently finishes his off-puck routes, which often backs up the defense and creates opportunities for his teammates behind him. Once he's activated, he's engaged, using give and goes and passing skill to create looks like these. Notice how when the puck leaves his stick, he's already repositioning. Then he turns his body to face the puck, allowing him to see the incoming pass and the next play. His activation creates unique opportunities. He hands off the puck, then heads to the far post and scores a goal. Most defensemen never get this look because they don't stay in deep, don't read the handoff, or don't activate in the first place. The uniqueness is visible here too, as he flares wide and then one-times a pass into the slot. Then, as the puck carrier works up the boards, he accelerates back down the middle to become an option. The activation is seamless and non-stop. Once activated, Lundkvist's playmaking shines. To put it mildly, he's one of the best playmakers outside the NHL, regardless of position. It starts with the details, particularly the give and go. This one's straight out of the Adam Fox textbook. Move into the pass reception, deceive the pressure, pass through it, and then reposition. He loves to use the give and go to set up his teammates, like this two-touch, two-pass sequence that starts with activation and finishes with a goal in just 3 seconds. When he activates down the outside, he always looks for teammates on the inside before making a play. When activating down the middle, he always looks for an even better opportunity. This one's particularly effective as he uses the threat of the shot, letting his momentum carry him ahead of the puck for a big drawback only to roll his wrists and set up a teammate. The deception's a key part of his game, using it on nearly every O-zone touch. He deceives with a big windup, and the deception seems instinctual. He's already winding up to deceive on the pass reception, and then deceives again to set up the chance. This shot pass is a go-to of his and will be a highly effective play in the NHL. Now, the danger of Lundkvist's big windups is that sometimes they house a shot instead of a pass. And what a shot it is.
Lundkvist skjuter här i mål och det är Nils Lundkvist som utökar sin ledning i backarnas skytteliga. Nu även om man står still så är det fokusering och hela tiden vara med på vad som händer. Här Klasen, fint spelat, skottet i mål! Där är kvitteringen i nät, så det är Nils Lundkvist.
That one-timer derives its power from the rotating of the hips, from facing the puck to facing the net. He's an adaptable shooter, turning pucks on the back foot into drop knee bombs. His wrist shot mechanics are just as impressive. He kicks out his back leg. He pushes both hands in front of his body, pulling back with the top hand and pushing the bottom one forward and down, generating force. And notice his elbow. It's parallel or above his shoulder in most shots, which keeps the puck closer to his body and allows him to explode through it. The mechanical consistency of his shots allows him to change the angle subtly, like here where he fakes short side before going far side. The form also gives him superior control over his shots, which he uses to shoot over the goalie's shoulder instead of just aiming for the corner every time. Unlike other big shooters, he never gets stuck on one idea. He flows between shooting and passing without hesitation. Let's talk defense. Lundkvist isn't a potential nuclear level play killer like, say, Keandre Miller. This could have been a better stop had he accelerated to erase the threat, and he's slightly late to recognize threats down low sometimes, and then commits his feet as a reaction. Sometimes he prefers to make snow angels instead of defending. You gotta stay on your feet there. Still, his defense should be above average in the NHL. His constant activation means he's usually gapped up, which he leverages into well-timed checks to kill plays early. He's a very aware rush defender, here picking up his man while backpedaling, disrupting the pass reception and finishing the play with a hit. When he doesn't have the gap prepared, he angles out attackers by coming across with a series of heel pushes. And off puck, he's just so aware, staying tight to his check before eliminating them from the play with a well-timed tie-up or using his shoulder. His cycle coverage isn't always great, but he takes away the behind-the-net option before driving the play up the boards and knocking away possession. He's added a physical component to his defensive game, always giving himself a chance. It's often subtle, such as trapping the feet before a cross-check or running subtle interference to give a teammate more space. Put all of this together and he creates sequences like these, turning a well-timed steal into a goal. It doesn't get much better than that. Finding holes in Lundkvist's game isn't easy, but there are some, starting on breakouts. Yes, he's a highly skilled passer, capable of hitting long-range feeds through pressure. He isn't even below average, he's just not Adam Fox on the breakout. There's nothing wrong with that, but let me explain. Without space on the initial touch of the puck, he doesn't see options. This turnover is entirely avoidable by simply passing to the inside early instead of trying to escape with his hands. Retrievals are a problem as he often skates back, shoulder checks to see the pressure, but then just continues forward instead of deceiving. For example, he needs to get his back in front of the forechecker and then he can escape behind the net, fake the cutback and turn the other way, or initiate contact and pass to support. This directly limits his ability to make controlled exits in high pressure situations. Again, breakouts are mostly a strength for him, but if this limitation isn't addressed, he's not going to be high-end at them. Not a big deal given everything else. He also has a tendency to force passes that simply aren't there, or sometimes he tries to be deceptive instead of making the pass when it's open. While concerning, I see these more as a consequence of a young player experimenting with different ideas as he grows into a relatively new offensive identity. I bet the passing decisions improve. And really, that's what Lundkvist has been doing all along, improving. He answered questions about his upside by setting the record for scoring by an under-20 SHL defender. Then his defense reached another level, winning the 2021 Salming Trophy as the best Swedish defender in the SHL. Now he's on the cusp of the NHL. He's a dynamic, creative playmaker, a lethal shooter, a consistent presence in the rush, a sturdy defender. With all of those elements, Lundkvist becoming a number 2 or number 3 defenseman for the New York Rangers is inevitable. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to click the like button and subscribe and let us know what you want to see next. And for the full breakdown of Lundkvist's game, prospect pool rankings, player rankings, and more, head to eprinkside.com.